Witch Trials by David Leong, Cody Lawrence, and Bradley Mintz. A witch trial is a legal action taken against a person charged with witchcraft. These trials began in the 1450s and continued on through the mid-18th century. Most witches were innocent, but were killed anyway during the half-deadly trials they were put through. 12,000 people died in just Europe alone from being accused of witchcraft. In this documentary, we have provided reenactments of certain common tests and punishments performed on the witches. Our first presentation is an example of public humiliation. The accused witch or demon would be tied up to a post or tree and mocked. Fruit would be thrown at the witch, and sometimes she would even be left there to die. Witches and demons would sometimes be hung with a noose rope around their neck. In the following trial, a metal ring would be thrown into a boiling kettle of water. The witch or demon was then forced to grab the ring directly out of the kettle. Their hand would then be bandaged up for 3 days. If the suspect had burns on their hand, they were considered innocent. If there was no apparent burn on their palms, they were accused of witchcraft. The colonial people would accuse the suspects of being healed quickly by Satan. In yet another type of witch trial, the suspect would be poked with a needle. If she bled, she would be considered human. If she didn't bleed, she was considered a witch. The preceding trial was perhaps the most common and least painful. The suspects were interrogated. Sometimes they would be brutally harassed during these interrogations. This forced many people to lie and, just to satisfy the townspeople, say that they were witches.
Why did you become a witch? Since when and how?
I'm not a witch.
Why did you become a witch?
I'm not a witch.
I will kill you if you do not confess.
Okay. I'm a witch.
What have you done as a witch?
I have morphed humans into animals.
What harms have you caused to people and or animals?
I have murdered a few.
What do you do to fly?
I get to my broomstick and kick off the ground and fly away.
Who are your accomplices?
I don't have any.
Who are your accomplices?
Supposedly, witches floated in water. This final trial demonstrates how the colonists determined whether the suspect was born or not. The suspect's limbs would be tied together. They were then sometimes put in a bag. Finally, they were dropped in the water. If they sank, they died, but were not accused of witchcraft. If they floated, they would be accused of witchcraft and probably would be killed anyway. We hope you have enjoyed our funky little show. Thank you and have a great day.